do,
but
should.
nobody's
Nobody's
doing
doing
that,
They haven't.
you know what I mean?
That's why we're citing them.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
They haven't
They're
been.
not coming.
Yeah, you can't really, I mean, and I agree with you, they have to, but we can't count on people to do the right thing. So we have to more or less
That's how they're
play
getting.
the defensive side of it, you know, in my opinion. But I guess this probably does have its challenges, correct, John?
Absolutely.
So I mean,
Absolutely, and I, where you were going to begin with is also a problem in that if they're 1099 independent contractors,
yeah, that's,
they're not working for the company.
it's kind of what I brought up last week. So at that point, it wouldn't blow back on the company, it would blow back on the individual because they are their own entity.
Correct.
Can you figure something out good for that?
I'll look into it. I don't know if I'm gonna have an answer for you, but
If anybody
look
could
into
do it, you could.
I will look into it.
Thank you.
Okay, any unfinished business? New business?
I have a couple of things I just wanna bring to the table real fast. YNDC is going to be handling the 8 houses from the Welcome Home Ohio project. We had some issues with the previous contractor, and we all saw how fast the house went up on Wilson, and it's already on the market. So I worked with John, and we actually, why can't I think of the word? Terminated the previous contract, and we're looking at a new contract with YNDC. And Tiffany and, I think Ian want to come to a meeting and explain what they would do and how they would handle it. So they're asking to come on February 4th, if that's okay, and they can go after Mr. Bellish, but I would like them to go over, cause there's gonna be a new set of plans, they're gonna do like the stick house, almost similar to the one on Wilson, but they have to go up quick.
One on Wilson's a nice house.
It's
It
beautiful.
really is, and to be honest with you, the listing price, it's a great deal for someone, it truly is. My next thing with that is, we need to try to find out if we can TIF those properties and divert the taxes back to the city.
That's a question, that would be a perfect question for Ian, cause I know he would.
Very, very important, with getting 8 houses built, we can divert all of those tax dollars away from the county into here. I believe that we can, I don't see a reason we can't.
They don't have to be in a certain area?
I don't believe so, I think the money then has to be used within a perimeter of that area.
Okay.
If I understand it right now, I could be wrong, cause we've only dealt with it that one time.
Right.
And that was a specific set for the Aqua Ohio building. So we haven't had any real experience with it in a residential setting. However, it's so important that I think we should at least look into
Sure,
it if it's
absolutely.
possible, and especially with 8, this isn't one home, this is 8. And then, my understanding was that the plan was, once these 8 are built, and we get that money refunded to us, we move forward with another 8,
Sure.
or another 10, or however that may be, and repopulate the city like we meant when this came about. And if that's the case, then we should TIF every single one of these that we do in perpetuity moving forward.
Sure.
But that would be, Ian, if anybody knows how to do it, it's YNDC. I don't know if you're familiar with their work around the area, but they're absolutely insane.
Sure. Another thing too, I've seen a few houses built recently, there's one by the school. When those people build those houses and put them up for sale, does the tax,
I don't think it has.
I didn't.
Owner occupied is what
Okay.
we understood.
Okay, that was just a question.
But that is something too, we have to talk about too, because we have to have a committee formed and everything, so.
Cause I was under the understanding that it didn't have to be owner occupied. It only had to be non-commercial, which would be less than 4 units, even if you were building a duplex, if you were building something like that. That's the way I understood it when we initially did it. Maybe we
And
could
we
look
could look
into
into
it
it.
together and,
These 8 houses, do you have to meet a certain income again like you did
Yes.
with the?
So it's under I think it's 80%, but the new round is like 220% of median household income. So I know the
and do
one
you
on.
know our medium household income?
Don't offhand.
I
They
mean,
would know all this, I
yeah.
know the house, we can sell the houses for up to 180,000. And then I know they just dropped the price on Wilson to I think 165. So we can sell them for whatever, that's what they're good at. They
Sure.
just sold a bunch at 180 at asking, but there were some in other areas where they did have to, but they're gonna
Plus,
handle.
I'll be honest too, we're in a bad time to buy a home right now, or to sell a home, we're in the dead of winter. Springtime, that house is it's gonna be
Right
sold,
now.
you know what I mean, come March.
Yeah.
It just is.
Okay, that was one thing, and then if that's okay, if they can come on the fourth.
Absolutely.
And then, do we wanna set a time for the League of Women Voters to go over the redistricting? I just don't wanna just forget about it and not do it, I wanna have them come and explain and kind of go over the process. Again, doesn't have to be done till beginning of next year, but I don't wanna get behind and put it off and put it off.
Well, since you're gonna have the homes come on the fourth, let's have them on the following committee meeting.
Okay.
18.
Okay, and then we are going to be receiving a contract proposal, a contract extension proposal for Republic Services. So we're gonna have to bring that to the table, and go over that to renew. They're gonna have a couple of different options. That's coming, and then we also have, Ralph Zerbonia brought to our attention a few months ago about an AI training. So we are one of the cities that is being trained in AI, like all the new stuff. It's not just ChatGPT. It's audio, video. It's so that we can be more efficient in the city and our employees are more well-trained for different things and are just more up-to-date, more educated when it comes to this AI. So we already sent 15 people through the training. There was a way that we can use the tech creds through the state of Ohio. So we got $30,000 to put 15 people through these classes. There were 2-day classes. We didn't even see a bill. So it got completely, it went through, we approved, it had to click on some things and it went, they handled the payment and everything. So we have, we sent it out to some more employees. So if anybody from city council wants to do that, I think there's 4 spots open. It's April 16th. It's a Thursday. We're gonna have it at Mothy. It's from 8 to 4. So instead of doing a 2-day thing, we're gonna do it all in one day. And it is we sat through the training. It is very, you think you know a little bit here and there and you just don't. There's so many different things.
What's the date again, I'm sorry?
It's April 16th from 8 to 4. So if you're interested, let me know sooner than later, because I have to submit that list so they can submit for the tech credit through the state.
I'm interested.
It's an awesome thing for the police department.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, when we were going through all the detective resources that they can use, Rich Craig was,
That's
it
great.
was very cool. Our guys were, it was, but if anybody's interested, let me. Okay, that's all, sorry, Mark.
That's all right, no.
I got one thing I wanna ask.
Under new business?
Yeah, I can think it'd be new business. The tax dollars we got for the dispensary,
Yes.
do we have any idea what we're gonna use that
No,
for?
we have to have a discussion about that. I know Chrissy's in the middle of doing the budget and everything right now to submit to council. And I know she has some ideas on some things. We've had a couple of jokes of, let's just pave another road. That's gonna pave a half of a dead end. That's not even gonna get us anywhere.
Yeah.
I would like the citizens to see something happen with that money.
Absolutely. Absolutely, but we have to basically go through it and see if there's any projects, if there's anything that we can get done. I know KO was asking us today if there's anything we can put towards the NEBO and finish that, because we're still looking for grants to finish that off.
There you
And I know I wanted to talk to you guys, and I mentioned it to Chrissy about bringing the business facade grant back, because we haven't
Yes,
done that in
that's a
4
good-
years.
What is do we know the overall dollar amount?
$307,000. We were
Second
right,
highest, yeah.
second highest in this
Got it.
area. Warren was above us, and I think they have 3 dispensaries. We have 1, and Youngstown I think has 3 or 4, and we made more than Youngstown. If it tells you
Did
how.
we receive that money yet?
Yes.
It's,
Right.
we haven't.
We have received it. It was in the paper.
Last week, I think it was.
Last week, and that's literally, that's all we've been doing this for. That's the main reason was why I think we were all.
Well, they tried to take it away.
They tried to take it, and remember when Rob
Yeah.
came,
Yeah,
Santos came
yeah,
from Austin
yep.
town and rallied the troops and
Yeah.
everybody got behind
No, that
it.
was
We all
great.
were, I think we did a resolution.
We owe one to Rob.
I told him.
Thanks, Rob.
I
I mean,
told
really,
him, he does a great
be
job.
realistic.
But it's really, that's the ultimate goal of why this was all done, because you can
Absolutely.
finally see what happens
But when we
when we're
decided,
ahead of it.
when we decided to say, we will accept one here, that was the main reason. That was why we put in the stringent exemptions that we did. And other places didn't take it, why should they get any of
I
it?
agree.
So,
Obviously,
this
we all
worked
agree.
out right, and this was the right thing.
Yeah, and I will,
And they do a
Yeah.
really good job down there.
they do, and I even talked about it in the paper. We had one issue where the gentleman has, something with his hands and he couldn't take the staples out of the bag, and there was
Right.
something with the staples, and I called and talked to Vicky, I said, there's a gentleman, he really needs help with this, it's really, really bothering him, he was really excited about all this, he can't get the they're able to, they know who it is, they marked it on his chart, they're able to help him
Oh,
with
no, they're
Like,
great
they
down
go
there.
out of
They
their
really
way.
are, yeah,
But
absolutely.
we've heard other people, they will drive a distance just to come to ours.
Yep.
Because they are so, they handle
Well, they're
everything so
personable,
well.
everybody
Yeah.
down there, I mean, they run a very good business.
And I will tell you, one of the concerns was the safety, and if we were gonna get called there a lot, we've got called there one time, and it was because a guy wouldn't leave the parking lot.
Well, plus
Other than that,
they
we
employ
like-
their own security that they pay for on their dime too, which really helps us
Yeah, that's
tremendously.
they've been a really good community partner, especially with everything going on downtown with the road and all the confusion with the repaving and everything. They just fit with the rest of our
Are they
businesses
still
down there.
thinking about building their own place, or?
I think so. They've had discussion about it, but I don't know if it's still the top priority of what
Or
they're
even their
happy with
timing,
how
it might be
everything- Yeah,
something down the road.
Yeah.
They're great, they really are.
but I think they're happy here.
Good.
And
Yeah, Matthew
we're
said
happy.
if you have like a little bit of a chunk of money though, and say like for Nebo Park, if you wanna get a grant, you could say, hey, we could use like a partial of a chunk of money from the city.
So
and
match
that will
on
match.
that, yeah, okay.
So like some projects, if we could think of something even.
Yeah, not
that
to
might
say
be
we need to
beneficial.
spend all of it in
I
one
was gonna say, I could
place,
think of a
but
lot of
if we
ways
can-
to
No,
spend
but
it,
if it's
but-
like 25,000 match, and
Yeah.
then you could get something done that
Right,
everyone
yeah.
could benefit.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, you know what, and truthfully, that's a great point, because that's a way to maximize that money as far as you can and leverage it. If we just spent it on $300,000
Right.
on something they weren't matching,
Yeah.
but if we were able to use that as a
Matching
grant
money,
match,
yeah.
we might be able to turn that 300,000 into $1 million.
You get a little more.
And,
for less.
yeah,
But
correct.
when we're talking about our city, 300, it looks great, it sounds great,
Oh,
but when you
no.
get to 307,000, it's not.
Well, I gotta
a
be
lot of
honest
money
too, you
when it
hit it
comes
on the
to
head with the
projects.
roads. Like, I think that would be great and it's a great thing, but that 300,000 isn't gonna get you very far. And at the same time, we have the match on those roads, so if we were spending the 300,000, it would be a waste, when normally they pick up, is it 80%?
60/40.
60% of that bill. Instead, we would be using the 300 and paying 100% of the bill.
Right.
Why would you,
And
you know?
there are things going on the back end of things to try to, with OPWC, to try to increase, not
Right.
just the percentage, but the amount of money, because everybody's in the same problem with us, where we used to be able to do 8, 9 streets.
Sure.
Now we're doing 3 and 4. Like, it's just, the money's not getting us as far as it used
Right.
to. Everybody's in the same boat, so it's a collective complaint between,
Now,
it's not just
if you wanted to say, I think a good use for that money, a portion of it, if you wanted to put 20,000 towards crack sealing, that will enhance the roads for time to
I was
come.
gonna mention that to you,
It's
honestly.
just a drop in the bucket, but it does help us
Yeah,
and it
it's not
prolongs our
something that
street.
you're-
I agree, I
you
think,
technically had budgeted
I
for.
think that that's a great idea for a small portion of it.
he's brought that up.
The rest of it, leverage it, that way it can be maximized.
And
If
we
you
don't
could put
wanna-
it towards match grants,
Or is
That's
it
great.
something we can give to Mark Brenner and invest it and
Sure.
get more money on it? There's a lot of things but we have to have that discussion, but I would feel more comfortable having that discussion when Chrissy's here.
Okay.
Cause obviously she has the handle on where it's needed and what's going on.
awesome.
Okay? No other new business? Law Director, John, do you have anything?
I do not.
Questions for our Law Director? The auditor's not here. Anthony, do you have anything for council?
I just wanted to thank all the first responders. Our police and fire did a great job with the storm also this weekend. Our street department always does a great job, but our police did a great job of getting cars off the road and stuff the best they could. And then I was out even Sunday night with some of the guys, and the firemen were digging people out, and they're battling through all that just to get people the help they need, so we appreciate that. That's all. I
Yeah,
have
that
to
was
say.
a tough one.
They're shoveling people out, that's crazy when you have to see that.
Yeah.
Questions for our Safety Director? Motion adjourned,
Make a motion.
second,